Hey, hey, hey. Hello, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. This is a community AMA session with Aurora. Indicate that you can hear me well and everything is good in the chat. So I've set up everything here. I have the chat. I'm able to react right away to whatever you're writing here. Yeah, thanks, Svetlin. Okay, so we've got quite a lot of the things to cover today. We have collected approximately 56 questions, and I will try to answer all of them. Some of the answers are going to be, they are going. Some of the questions are more or less similar. Others are very different. So, without further ado, let's go into all of that stuff. One additional thing that I want to mention to you that we are going to do today the lucky draw, right? So the person who is just submitting his address on Aurora, it would be able to win some Aurora tokens in the end. We are going to do it live here and send in the link in the chat where you are able to submit your address on Aurora. Sorry, that's a tea that is made for me because it's a little bit I have a little bit of my voice down. Anyway, please submit your addresses there, and we are going to to do the lucky draw for the winners. We've structured the questions into some blocks. And the first block that we are going to start with is project features and innovations. Okay, so let's focus on this. I'm also happy to read the questions that you're going to put in the chat. No, you're not able to use near address, only Aurora native address. And it is super simple that you can do because one of the features of Aurora is that there is a built-in Aurora wallet that is called Aurora Pass. You're able to install it on your mobile phone. It does not require anything. It actually goes with free transactions and you're able to use it. It's super, super simple. Yeah, Shaf, big shout out to PipeFlare community. I see the PipeFlare community is already pretty active in the chat. Okay, so let's start with the questions and let's do it pretty concentrated. Project features and innovations, that's the first block. Does your project support staking programs? And if yes, how does your staking program work? What are the requirements for the users if they want to stake in your platform? So indeed, Aurora token is a governance token, and the way how the governance is implemented is through the staking. So people are able to go to Aurora Plus. This is the website. I'm sending the link in the chat. And on this website, you're able to log in, explore the ecosystem, do the staking of Aurora token with approximately 17% APR. And besides that, you're also able to explore the ecosystem. You're able to swap some tokens in case you're a resident of the supported regions. And what else? There is also a bridge with Near that is implemented there, and with Near and Ethereum and stuff like that. Now, at the moment, we are working on more participation in the governance. So I encourage you to go to the Aurora Governance Forum and see the decision to move to the VE token governance model. And within this model, the people who are staking Aurora tokens, they would need to log their tokens to participate into the redistribution of the community treasury fund to the projects that are seeking for funding. At the moment, we are finalizing the development of the VE token economy, and it is going to be launched over the next, I don't know, multiple months. So in this case, if you stake and lock your tokens, you would be able to vote for the projects that you like the most for them to get the funding, additional funding. Okay. Second question, from an interview with Peter Wolno, I know that you help and continue to help with the Near Wallet application. This wallet is called Here and Hot. Will your own app be released? We have no plans at the moment to release the application, the Telegram kind of bot application. However, we are in close contact with Here Wallet and with Hot team. So we are going to continue working with them and make sure that everything is good for the Hot users there. There is no need to release another one. Hot is very hot at the moment. It is the biggest application, decentralized application in the world, in terms of the users who are actually using it. So there is no need for us to launch a copy of that. The reason there is a wallet that is specifically designed with the Aurora ideas in mind. It is called Aurora Pass. I was already mentioning it. And this wallet is available and free for everybody. You can use it in order to get free transactions on Aurora. Security and user interfaces are the most important aspects that users see on a platform. How has your project worked on this? Is platform suitable for newbies in the crypto field? In general, yes. Like I really agree that these two areas are the core pillars for blockchain in general. And I'm happy that we are able to innovate quite a lot in this direction. So first of all, our security practice are extremely stringent. We are very, very into the security. And during the previous bull market, I remind everybody, so maybe some of you were not with us back then, but within that previous bull market, the TVL on Aurora was more than $2.5 billion US, while the TVL on the Rainbow Bridge, or the amount of tokens that were locked in the Rainbow Bridge, which is the bridge developed by us, was above 1.5 billion. And neither bridge nor Aurora have been hacked. They were continuing to operate properly without any problems. Many other projects have been hacked: Nomad, Wormhole, multi-chain, lots of bridges, lots of different protocols. And I remind everybody that Aurora is a smart contract itself. It works on top of the Near, and it uses its scalability and low transaction fees and fast transaction finality. So probably Aurora is probably the most complicated smart contract in the world. And it is super, super important for us to make sure that everything is secure. So taking into account that Aurora and Rainbow Bridge works without any disturbance for almost 3 years at the moment, I'm pretty confident in the robustness of the solution, and we are ready to have high value use cases, and also use cases that require lots of people. And so PyFlare community have been reaching 1 million monthly active users transacting and playing games. And our infrastructure is ready for this, and we are able to support much, much and more. On the user interface side, we obviously also innovating, and one of our innovations is Aurora Plus. So I recommend you to go there and see how the interface is nice. We are trying to nicify, I would say, the DeFi experience. So the swapping of the tokens is available there together with the lending, with a simple lending experience. Again, this is only for the this is available only for the people from the appropriate territories and jurisdictions. And a disclaimer, a generic disclaimer for everything that we are talking here. Nothing here is a financial advice. Please do your own research, and please be very, very tedious with when you're interacting with any blockchain applications. Take a look at the smart contract, make sure that the smart contract is not there to steal your money. And please double and triple check the addresses of the websites that you're interacting with and stuff like that. And no people from the Aurora support team are going to ask for your private keys or seed phrases or something like that. And please do not never share it. And another thing to mention also here is please always double check the network that you're sending tokens and the network that your recipient is expected to receive it. This is specifically important when you're working with exchanges. Yeah, so I do believe that Aurora Pass, which is the mobile wallet, is pretty suitable for newbies, right? And because it does not require anything, you're able to create a wallet within just like 10 seconds and already start transacting, for example, on Pineflare. What steps does Aurora take to ensure compliance with the regulatory requirements and industry standards, and how does Aurora address legal and regulatory challenges across various industries? That's a great question in general. From what I see, the world is going in the direction of more and more regulatory pressure from the governments. Governments are willing to kind of regulate blockchain. Some of the regulations are pretty positive, and they are actually making sure that things are getting better. Other regulations are pretty harmful because they are not very well thought through. What are we doing in this direction? So, in the places where the regulations are unclear or they are very vague, unfortunately, we need to limit our exposure. So, for example, people from these jurisdictions are not served with the service just because their governments are not able to produce proper guidelines for the regulations. And traditionally, these are regions like the US and China. So that's pretty complicated places to work in. However, and when I'm talking about this, I'm talking about some generic open applications that are available on the permission blockchain like Aurora mainnet. However, in some of the use cases, and we are going to talk about it a little bit later, we do have the features on our product Aurora Cloud, which is a virtual blockchain that anyone is able to run for themselves. We have the features that ensure KYC and KYB regulations and AML protection in place. So for those use cases who are requiring such features, people are just able to use this right out of the box. So that's good. Yeah, Vesuvius is asking million. Yeah, there are more than a million people who are playing Pineflare. Yeah. So that's the answer about the regulatory requirements, right? So the world is complicated. We're trying as a proper participant of the blockchain and in general world economy, we're trying to comply with the requirements. Unfortunately, governmental officials are not always producing regulations that are easy and straightforward to follow. I'm not even talking about understanding what the heck they are writing there. Another question, and the last question from this project feature and innovations section, privacy is a significant concern in the blockchain industry. It is. How does Aurora Chains prioritize and address privacy concerns, and what specific features or protocols are in place to ensure the confidentiality and security of user data within the ecosystem? That's a great question. In general, Aurora chains, including Aurora mainnet, including Power Gold chain, and multiple others that are in development and soon are going to be launched, they are not different from the Ethereum itself, which means that a user is not known by his name, but either by his pseudonym, which is his address or his account that is written like 0x blah 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 something something 20 bytes of data. And this is like a little bit of an anonymization, but and here is the first alpha leak for you. We are cooperating specifically on the privacy issues with a pretty well-known project, which is Secret Network. And in the following weeks, we are going to launch primitives that will allow developers on the Near blockchain to work together to kind of offload some computations that needs to be private into Secret Network. First use case that we are targeting is going to be the private voting. And through these primitives, For example, DAOs who would like to hide how the voting are done on Aurora, they will be able to offload some stuff into secret network. Looking forward to this cooperation. We have been discussing with Secreted for some period of time. And for everybody, Secret is the blockchain protocol that is utilizing SGX or confidential computing enclaves in order to make sure that there is a private transaction execution. However, in general, from the standpoint of the regulation, the questions on the privacy are very kind of bipolar. Some people are saying that it is a very, very good thing to do because privacy is something that is defended by the laws of the majority of the countries. However, it is unclear how to follow the AML regulations in the cases of private computing. So it is a complicated topic at the moment. I can say in general in the blockchain, privacy questions are kind of in a limbo state. People from one side want that's the good example of where the regulations are not quite clear, right? So they are conflicting. However, anyway, looking forward to see all of that stuff, and yeah, let's see how the private voting is going to work together with secret network. Okay, so the next portion of the questions is Aurora Pass, and I see that there is a question from Donald in the chat. I want Aurora Pass to be my main wallet, but we need to be able to manually add token addresses and also be a multi-chain wallet without needing to use wrap tokens. Will this be done? That's a great question. So we are working on many improvements on the Aurora Pass, and big thanks to the community, to all of you for providing the feedback. What are the features that you are willing to have in the Aurora Pass? And a big update to the Aurora Pass is coming in the following months. It is going to be released, so you will be able to do many different things, including NFT support, including swapping directly in the wallet, including additional tokens and stuff like that. Now, the question on the multi-chain support is a little bit more complicated here, Donald. But we are working on this together with Near protocol team and their chain abstraction thesis. So what Near is working on at the moment is the concept that is called chain abstraction. But what it technically going to allow is to have a single account on Near or Aurora, right? And this account will be able to have kind of sub accounts or controlled accounts on any other network. So in case you, for example, would like to own some pancake swap tokens on BNB, you would not need to install a separate wallet for interaction with the BNB chain and have the BNB token to pay for gas, and then be able and then after this you would be able to purchase BNB tokens using, for example, some stable coins. So all of this bad user experience is going to be in past, is going to be put 10 feet down, 10 feet under. We're going to bury it completely, and your wallet with a single free transaction on Aurora, you would be able to purchase BNB tokens on the BNB chain, and you would even not know that these tokens are located on some kind of other chain. It is going to be a straightforward, very simple experience. We already tested it with kind of demo version of the technology. And we're looking for the full release of the stack and integration into Aurora Pass over the next month, actually. So the technology is going to be live and available for everybody already in March. It will take a little bit more time to integrate it with Aurora Pass, but Aurora Pass is going to become a truly multi-chain wallet using chain abstraction. And another question that was pre-recorded, what are the advantages of the Aurora Pass wallet over other wallets? Well, at the moment, Aurora Pass is a wallet that is that is really user-friendly and super straightforward to use. I recommend everybody to try it. You just go to your application store on your mobile phone. It works with Apple and with Google, and just download it, and you don't need to remember anything. You're not forced to write down your seed phrases, blah blah blah, all of this stuff. This is a non-custodial wallet. The keys are recorded into your keychain or your secure element of your phone. In fact, your phone is actually not worse in securing the secrets, like your keys, not worse than a ledger device. So from that standpoint, the phones are pretty secure. Obviously, in case you lose your phone, you need to have a recovery mechanism, and in case you store quite a lot of money on your wallet, please make sure that you have set up a recovery mechanism that is available also in Aurora Pass. So it is straightforward, very simple to use, and we are working on including even more features in this wallet. The main idea for it is to be able to give it to any housewife or house husband, a person who has nothing in common with the blockchain and with all of this craziness that is happening here, but able to onboard in minutes and be able to use it. So it is convenient, straightforward, and it is easy to use. That's the things that are set in Aurora Pass apart. Another question, it would be great if Metapool can integrate Aurora Pass and it will be easier to stake Aurora for us. Yeah, I'm with you. So I encourage you to go. We all here on the live stream, we have quite a lot of people. So I encourage everybody to go to the Twitter account of Metapool and say, hey, Metapool, please integrate for Aurora Pass. We really want this to happen. It is absolutely not complicated. Aurora Pass, from the standpoint of the wallets, is a very standard wallet. It uses this standard interface that is called Wallet Connect, the second version of the Wallet Connect protocol, and it is pretty easy to integrate it. It is not going to take more than a day of the developers. Okay, Tulsinath said, I just created my wallet. Congrats. Tulsinath, share your experience, whether it was simple or not. Samuel is saying, Aurora Pass on iOS is very intuitive. I've used it many times to claim 2FLR on Pipeflare. Yeah, right. I also have, by the way, 2FLR in my Aurora Pass. I also like that the value pack exists to top up free transactions, since not all users are ready to transfer ETH for gas. Exactly. That's the whole point. With the advanced technology that Aurora gives to us, we are able to have this free transaction. So in case you're technical and you're following the developments in the Ethereum blockchain, people are talking about this not chain abstraction, but account abstraction, right? That with this account abstraction, Ethereum devs will be able to develop better UIs and better user flows. Well, guess what? For already more than 2 years, almost 3 years, account abstraction on Aurora is not an abstraction. It is a reality. It is already implemented. People are able to send transactions to the blockchain and not pay for them. And there is another entity that is paying for this. And guess what? It is Aurora Labs who gives you the wallet and who is sponsoring your 50 free transactions. They are not free. In fact, on the blockchain, every single transaction costs a little bit of money, like around 1 to 2 cents. This is what we need to pay to the Near protocol for the execution of the transaction. But we are able, through the account abstraction part, we are able to make sure that it is not an end user who is paying this, but it is somebody else. And that's an absolutely great thing that allows us to onboard people in seconds without the need of them going to some kind of on-ramp, doing KYC, or going to the exchange and then buying some token and then withdrawing it to some blockchain, then figuring out that they need also another token to use a bridge and blah, 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 blah. All of this thing is completely removed because of these features that are already implemented in the Aurora blockchain. Um, House husband. Yeah, well, I actually I would like to be myself a house husband at some point in time. Just I like cook. I really like cooking, and I wish I would have a little bit more time to do this. Um, Donald also saying, oh, one more piece of feedback. I think we should be able to choose if we want to use the free transactions or not because some gas fees are very low already. Um, okay, okay, makes sense. Let me direct this feedback to the guys who are to the team who are responsible for the Aurora Pass. Yeah, when cooking channel, yeah, yeah, yeah. Need to do this. Okay, the next set of questions is about Aurora Cloud, right? So there's for those of you maybe who are not fully onboarded with Aurora Cloud, let me do one kind of preamble here, and describe what is the thing, this Aurora Cloud, why it is important, and what are the innovations here. So a little bit of history. I already feel that I have, gray hair and, telling the story how everything started. So we've launched Aurora as a smart contract on top of Near. This is the architectural choice. The Aurora feels and looks as an independent chain, but in fact, it is working as a smart contract on top of Near blockchain. The reason why this architecture was chosen is specifically because of Aurora Cloud. So 3 years ago, when we were designing Aurora, we were already thinking of Aurora Cloud. Aurora Cloud as a tech is a culmination of everything that we wanted to do, and we are continuing to evolve it because we have plans for another 5 years of development, right? But this is the core piece, and it is very, very important for you to understand what it is, why it is different, and what are the specific features of it that make it outstanding and make it very different from anything else that is in the market. And also going to give you a couple of alpha links here. So, so since Aurora is a smart contract, it means that every Aurora. So what is Aurora Cloud, right? Let's start pretty simple. Aurora Cloud is a set of products or just a single product with multiple features that allows you to launch your own network, which is EVM compatible. Now, how it is launched? It is just a copy of Aurora smart contract that is deployed once again on Near blockchain. That's it. Now, besides that, what it has within the Aurora Cloud, it also has all of the RPC infrastructure available. And RPC infrastructure is the set of nodes, many, many computers all over the world, through which users are able to connect to the blockchain. So, for example, Aurora Pass is connecting to the RPC nodes in order to get the balances of your tokens and send the transactions and do other interactions with the blockchain. Front-end applications are doing absolutely the same thing. They are connecting to these RPC nodes. Now, besides RPC nodes, what we also have within the Aurora Cloud, we also have the Explorer. So if you will go to explorer.aurora.dev, you will see the transactions that are flowing, and this Explorer is working for multiple networks. Besides that, there is an ability to connect with Ethereum blockchain through the Rainbow Bridge. So any of the Aurora network, including Aurora mainnet and including Power Gold network and other networks, they are connected to the Ethereum and to Near through the Rainbow Bridge technology by default from the day one, from the first block of these networks. Besides that, Aurora Pass works with all of these networks. And for the people who are willing to launch Aurora Cloud networks, we're actually giving Aurora Pass, given its code base as is, as a white label solution. So they are able to take it and install it inside of the application. Why it is important? Just because in case, for example, a mobile game developer is willing to introduce NFTs and some blockchain primitives in their game, they would like to keep attention of the user inside of their application. They don't want to have a third-party wallet doing some things. So we are just saying, okay, no problem. Here you go. Here's our code base. You can do whatever you want to do. You can integrate it inside of your application. It is going to work absolutely the same. And since our code base is secure, since we know that the address, actual key for signing the transaction is not in the hands of the developer, but in the hands of the secure enclave of the mobile phone, it really, really matters, and it is secure for the users. And we also have all of the feature set of different integrations that are working with Aurora, including indexing services, including bridges, third-party bridges, including oracles that are all available to everybody. Now, at the moment, we are working on two specific new features that are going to be included in the Aurora Cloud and are going to be available by default to everybody who is working either on Aurora mainnet or on any other Aurora network. One feature, and this is the alpha leak, or like I was already mentioning this during the New Year stream. The feature that we're working and I'm the most excited about is called Aurora Shield. So this is the feature that actually checks the transaction that user have signed before executing this transaction on the blockchain. And the reason why we are doing this, we are trying to analyze what is happening within the transaction, because sometimes the people get scammed. They are going to the wrong website and they are signing some kind of unknown transaction. And what it leads to is, for example, all of the money from the user account got drained. And that's not good. And that's pretty devastating to people. So instead of just blindly forwarding the transactions to the network, in our RPC layer, right, the nodes that are used for users to connect to the blockchain, we are pre-running the transaction and we are analyzing what is actually happening. We are using some funny AI systems there in order to understand whether this transaction is harmful for a user or not. And in case it is, we are just giving a notification to the user to, hey, can you please double check? Is this actually what you want to do? Are you actually buying an NFT at the price of 10,000 Aurora tokens? Is this what you want to do? Because this is what is going to happen in case we're going to send this transaction to the network. And at this moment in time, the user can either say, oh, no, that's actually not what we want to do, and stop the transaction from spreading to the network and thus being executed. Or it can say, yeah, I understand what I'm doing, and everything is okay. Aurora Shield is going to be available for all of the Aurora Pass users as an additional security measure. With Aurora Shield, you would be able to set up your custom limits on the amount that you are spending, on the frequency of the transactions, and many, many additional things. I'm very excited for this, especially because the customers of Aurora Cloud, businesses who are launching their own blockchains, they are very, very excited about this feature, and they are really coming to us and really just sitting on the edge of their seats for this feature to be released. Another thing is the ability to interact with the on-ramp solution and exchanges. There will be a pretty wide, through the chain abstraction and through the existing Rainbow Bridge capabilities, people will be able to interact with exchanges on any Aurora network right away. And this is another product that is going to be released pretty soon. So please follow the announcements. Okay, so there are some additional comments. I like Aurora Coin, but I don't have money to invest. Well, Mr. Airdrop Hunter, you're able to at least experience Aurora. You can download Aurora Pass and try to play Pipe Flare, and there will be some Aurora drops through the Pipe Flare. That's one of the way for you how to acquire Aurora tokens. Donald is saying, thank you, just a thought, because Matic is low, but ETH is terrible. Oh, I wouldn't want to use a transaction for Matic. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Samuel saying, I've used Rainbow Bridge 2x. Loved it. Love to see similar functionality for Matic so we can get one FLR on Aurora. Potentially, yes. Yes. Okay. Uh, yeah. Okay. One additional thing that I wanted to mention about the Aurora Cloud that sets it apart, and this is very important for everybody to understand, right? You can say, yeah, there are these frameworks that allow you to launch networks. Optimism stack allow you to launch an L2, optimistic L2. ZK EVM stack allows you to launch a ZK EVM L2s. Avalanche's subnets allow you to launch, well, it's kind of L1 on your own validators. And there is actually also Polkadot with its own parachains. So you can do all of these things also there. And there is also Cosmos networks. How does Aurora Cloud fit into this set of technologies, right? And here is the thing that I would like you to understand, and I would like you to remember and know what is different about Aurora Cloud. The difference is that Aurora Cloud is a virtual blockchain that works on top of Near. The fact that it is working on top of Near is less relevant, but the most important thing is that there is a layer that allows these networks to interact with each other. So for example, there is a deployment of USDT on Near. This means that USDT, official deployment of USDT, is available for all Aurora networks from the first day when they are launched. There is a Rainbow Bridge that is integrated with Near, which means that an ability to move your assets to Ethereum and back is available for all Aurora networks at the first day. There are many oracles that are integrated with Aurora mainnet. What it means that this oracle data is available at the first block of any Aurora network that is launched. Out of this interoperability in between Aurora networks and the Near mainnet, you're getting not an empty blockchain. You're getting a blockchain right away that is connected to the world, and there are tons of things already to use and work with. This is the most important thing. And moreover, it's not only, at the start when it matters, but actually over the time of the development of different networks, these networks are able to interact with each other. So the more Aurora networks are launched, the more is the network effect, because they are able to interact and they are able to find interesting ways of how these networks can work with each other and how the use cases that are deployed on these networks can work with each other. And here is an example of how this works already right here, right now, without, hypothetical examples, right? So on Near protocol, there is a protocol, an AMM solution that is called Ref Finance. And in case there is a big transaction or a big swap that is happening there, what Ref Finance is doing, it splits the transaction into pieces, executes one part in its own near native pools, while the other part is transferred to the Aurora mainnet, and then using Trisolaris or 1inch that is deployed on Aurora, there is another part of this transaction that is executed. A single transaction triggers execution on multiple networks, and then the callbacks, and then everything is composed back again, and everything works. At the moment, we are working on launching DeFi-specific chain for Aurora. this network is going to accrue lots of value of the in the DeFi space, right? In DeFi, DeFi vertical. This network is going to become a home for liquidity from many protocols. And we are working on launching a hub for real world asset tokenization, which is going to be absolutely different type of assets. And these two networks will be able to interact with each other. For example, for real world assets, people will be able to get their stable coins from this network right away in a single transaction, even not knowing about the fact that these are actually two separated networks. Well, just because they are not separated, they are integrated with each other, they are able to work. This particular integration, the fact that the network that is launched with Aurora Cloud is not a separate thing, it is not a something that is run on a single sequencer or something that is run on five validators of Avalanche subnet, that it requires to have all of these infrastructure to be deployed there. No, right? This is not correct. The fact that Aurora networks, Aurora chains are able to cross-interact, able to cross-call each other, able to reuse all of the infrastructure that is available, and they are forming a network effect of different use cases that are launched on these networks. This is the core innovation, and this is the core feature of Aurora Cloud. And this is the piece that makes the Aurora Cloud tech stand out and be absolutely future-proof. And with every single use case that is deployed, it becomes bigger and bigger and more useful for everybody. Okay, sorry. That was I'm getting super excited when I'm talking about this thing. Sorry for that. And let's get back into the questions. Okay, so what are metrical advantages points of Aurora Cloud for businesses for transition from non-blockchain to blockchain, right? So for businesses, it is specifically important. There are multiple features, right? First of all, in case a business will start its own blockchain or app chain or whatever, call it as you like, they're getting all of this interoperability from the box. If you want to use USDT, here you go. There is USDT for you. If you want to use the connection to the Binance, right away from the first block, your users are able to deposit and withdraw stuff from Binance, because USDT is listed on Binance. If you want your users to interact with Ethereum, this is also possible. No problem of doing this, right? So pretty cool stuff. So this is one part. But besides that, businesses have more requirements. As I was telling to you previously, some businesses would like to introduce KYC and KYB in their operations, and because of this, there is a feature for Aurora Cloud, this permissioned feature. So Aurora Cloud networks, though they are on the public network, on the public near blockchain, can be permissioned. So for example, you're able to create you're able to give the access to your network only to the NFT holders. Yeah. So for example, nobody else except for verified people are able to interact with the network. This feature is available right here, right now. Aurora Cloud networks can be customized in terms of the base token and the fee model. So some of our customers are launching networks that have no fees for everybody forever. They are still permissioned, so you need to register with these companies, but then the company is paying for execution of your transactions. And the business model for this company is something else. It is not connected with the base token of the protocol. It doesn't make sense for them, right? They are getting money from their users in some kind of other way. This is also very important. This is something that is not available anywhere, actually. And this is the account abstraction that is yet to be developed, but is already available for many years in the Aurora Cloud. Besides that, there is this Aurora Shield. There are these additional features that are available for everybody. We have a super fast RPC also available worldwide. We are probably the biggest customer of Cloudflare that protects our RPC endpoints from the whole blockchain. So all of these in order to make blockchain interactions really fast with 3 seconds finality time, end-to-end latency of the transaction execution, and really, really cheap transactions in the end. Either it is a user paying for the transaction execution or it is a company who is paying for the transaction execution. This is our core. And most importantly, it is scalable. So Near protocol, and the reason why we are building on Near protocol is because it is sharded. It is able to adjust to the load on the network in case there are more use cases that are launched, there are more people who are coming to the Near, it is able to scale. 4 out of top 7 applications in the blockchain are working on top of Near. 3 of them are working with the infrastructure that is provided by Aurora. So this is a very, very important thing to understand. We are ready not only from the security standpoint to accommodate these use cases, but we are also ready to accommodate it from the robustness of the infrastructure, and that's super, super good. These are all the advantages for the Aurora Cloud, and these features are something that make our conversation with businesses and us convincing them to come and build on the blockchain pretty straightforward. Another question, as RWA projects are hyped now, how do blockchain projects benefit Aurora Cloud? We have tons of applications from RWA projects that are coming to us and saying, hey, we discovered Aurora Cloud, you are able to give us from out of the box everything that we need. Stable coins, onboarding through on-ramps and exchanges, an ability to control who is able to perform the transactions, because in RWA, it is super important to do these KYC requirements. Yeah, let's do this. Literally since the beginning of the year, there are approximately 5 different projects who came to us, and they are also kind of signed, and they're going to launch their RWA focused networks with us, and maybe more. I'm not fully up to date with this thing. So yeah, Aurora Cloud is probably the best solution in the market for such projects. By the way, just want to mention, in case you're working on RWA projects, you can come to us, right? Or in case you know somebody who is working on RWA project, you can refer this company to us, and you would get a bonus for this, a referral bonus for this, right? So go check out Aurora Cloud Dev. You will find all of the information there. Okay, so yeah, so there were some comments, and yeah, so there is a question from Donald. I have Near coins on my Near wallet. How can I transfer them to Aurora Pass and stake them as Aurora? So there is no staking of Near inside of Aurora, but what you can do on your My Near wallet, you're able to go there into your account, click a stake button, and you're able to stake there directly. Okay, so the next block, we already touched it a little bit, so I hope that it's going to be pretty quick. What sets Aurora apart, right? I was already talking a lot about this, and let's try to see whether there are any additional interesting pieces here that needs to be highlighted, right? But bottom line for everybody who came here, Aurora Cloud is the framework for virtual blockchains that are interoperable with each other, and this is the core differentiator for this solution. Okay, how does Aurora address scalability and security challenges in the blockchain ecosystem. What does Aurora approach environmental sustainability in context of blockchain and cryptocurrency? So we were already talking about security and scalability. We're working, Aurora solution is scalable, horizontally scalable because of the near sharding, and it is one of the most secure tech developed in general. Neither Aurora smart contracts nor Rainbow Bridge smart contracts have been hacked, though they have been holding more than 2.5 billion in highly liquid assets only, right? So I'm talking about stable coins, ETH, RAMP, BTC, stuff like that. Another question is, how do we approach the environmental sustainability? And that's a good question. The thing is that together with Near, well, Near itself is a proof of stake blockchain, which means that it is not proof of work. It consumes not a lot of electricity. However, together with Near, we run a program to offset our carbon footprint, which means that every single Aurora network that is launched, every single Aurora chain is completely carbon neutral. And in case this is important for you, and the same way how it is important for us, you're able to use Aurora Tag knowing that it is completely carbon neutral. Can you elaborate on Aurora's underlying technology and how it differentiates itself from other blockchain projects? I think we have covered this. Can you list the outstanding characteristics of your project that make it different from its competitors? What competitive advantage does your crypto wallet have that you feel most confident about? Well, I think that we kind of covered this competitive advantage on the crypto wallet, which is about the Aurora Pass. I would say that this is just about the easiness of onboarding. Oh, Donald is saying that you want to swap your Near from Aurora and stake it in Aurora Pass. Well, you are able to go to aurora.plus, right? And then there you would be able to log in with your My Near wallet, move Near inside of Aurora. It's just 1 second, and then swap it directly in Aurora Plus interface. By the way, you're able to log in into Aurora Plus with Aurora Pass, right? With your mobile wallet, and yeah, it's just going to work right away. And you were also asking what RWA projects have that have already launched. Many of them are in the final stages of integration, but I encourage you to take a look at Power Gold. Their website is powergold.tech. They are tokenizing investments into the green energy. That's another topic for the environmental sustainability. Another question, and the last question for the category of what sets Aurora apart. Given the current trend and interest in NFTs and blockchain gaming, what unique opportunities can Aurora offer to game developers and NFT creators that set it apart from other blockchains? What additional tools or support can Aurora provide to accelerate innovation and the adoption of gamification within its network? So I believe the core feature of Aurora that helps game developers and NFT developers or NFT creators is exactly these free transactions and ability to onboard their user base without complications of the blockchain. Pipeflare is able to get to these millions of users playing the games, not only because they are doing great stuff with their front ends and with their games, but also because of the easiness of onboarding, right? So that is the core piece, the core technology that helps to do this. Okay, another domain of questions is ecosystem growth and development strategies. Do you have any plans to track projects to the Aurora ecosystem, grow, define, increase TVL? We are constantly doing this stuff. There are many projects that are coming to the Aurora ecosystem. And with the launch of these new networks that I was already mentioning in the future, we see that it is going to be quite an uptick on the activity on them. And this would lead to increased activity on Aurora mainnet too. How is Aurora supporting meme coin communities? There were some meme coins that were launched in the Aurora, but in general, in case you're willing to launch meme coins, and then we are also working with Hot, and there are some additional additional meme coins that are going to be launched in hot, so follow their updates. And some of them are going to be pretty unique to the Aurora. So we're pretty open to this stuff in case you want to do some degen stuff on Aurora, and you want to start some movements. We are happy to support. Do you allow suggestions and feedback from the community? Are we allowed in decision making? Do you put community into consideration? Well, obviously, right? So hopefully you feel that we are kind of in the same boat with you. We usually doing some additional feedback requests through Twitter and through other stuff. At the moment when we are going to release the VE token economy update for the Aurora token, people who are the holders of Aurora, who are taking care of the Aurora future, they will be able to actually vote which initiatives should receive funding. So I'm super excited about this. And we are working on this. We just want to make sure that the tech is absolutely robust and in a good shape before releasing it. Community engagement and support is very important for every project, for sure. And for this project's roadmap, its features collaborating and expanding it with other blockchain is better. So please tell how to do this. I'm not fully following the question, but I really believe this is my deep internal belief that blockchains, instead of competing with each other for the users, what we need to do, what ecosystems need to do, is to interact with each other. They need to enhance each other. And together with Near is our core partner. We are working and we are innovating a lot. Many of the features that we are developing developers or engineers are working from both sides, making sure that these things are done. But besides that, the whole chain abstraction thesis, we are taking a big part in this thesis and moving this forward, including the things that I was mentioning earlier on the integration of Aurora Pass with other chains. So yeah, this is super important. And another thing that I was mentioning already is our collaboration with some particular projects, including, for example, Secret Network, that I'm really looking forward to exploring. So this would be the collaboration in the private computing. Is Aurora's goal to develop the DeFi ecosystem, increase liquidity, and etc.? And I've seen somewhere else, what is Aurora goal, right? What is the thing? So let me tell you what is our goal in general. The thing that is written in the core values of Aurora Labs, which is just the development company, right? This is I'm able to tell you what are the goals for the development company. I cannot tell you what are the goals for the whole big community of Aurora, right? It's just because we are just one particular player here. But for us, goal for engineering part. Our goal is, and it is written in our documents, is that we are building the infrastructure for super empowered people. That is the core thing that we feel. This is the thing that is in our hearts. We are building the infrastructure to unleash people, to make sure that they are free to perform their financial actions. They are able to execute their governance powers. They are able to own things instead of relying on third parties to own these things. So this is very important. And if you will take a look at everything that we are doing, this is the infrastructure for this. This is the infrastructure for the new generations. The people who own stuff, the people who hold this stuff in their hands. And this silent revolution of blockchain is actually becoming more and more loud, and I'm super excited actually to see this. Blockchain development and blockchain movement started with privacy in mind, and then we saw Apple doing ads like this, saying privacy is Apple. So we've changed the way how people are thinking about privacy. And now Twitter is sharing the revenues with the creators. as well as YouTube, as well as Telegram announced it just a couple of days ago. Why is this happening? Well, the reason is that blockchain protocols introduced these revenue sharing practices, and everything started to change. And even the Web2 giants started to think about it, and this move is happening. I'm super excited to see governments adopting the blockchain as a trust layer in the future. And in my home country, in Ukraine, we have implemented a couple of projects that are using blockchain for procurement and for auctions for the confiscated goods. This was done multiple years ago. Unfortunately, obviously, right now the priorities of my country is absolutely different. They are absolutely different. But even back then, government officials were very, very forward-looking into introduction of the blockchain in different things. I would say the final goal for myself, some kind of heritage that I would like to give to the world is in the end to transform the way how people are doing voting on the governmental level and make it fully secured by the blockchain and not reliant on any kind of human interaction, which means any manipulation by the untrusted officials. This is something that I would like to do. So yes, this is our goal. This is our goal. We are building the infrastructure for next generations for super empowered people. Okay. There is a question in Russian. What I'm going to translate it in English. What is your view on how the mass adoption of the blockchain technology should happen? Are the ambassadors would be useful for this process? Well, from my point of view, the mass adoption of the blockchain should be pretty silent, right? So you see what is hot token or this hot bot is happening, right? And some other Telegram bots. This is exactly how I see the blockchain mass adoption. Something is happening, users are doing something, they maybe even not understanding what the technology is inside, but the core piece that we know that things are happening on the blockchain. And that's exactly how things should do. The values of self-custodying things, the values of controlling your money, your governance powers, your decision making, your identity, these values are going to get transitioned into the people's mind, and the speed of these ideas coming into the hands of people is accelerating right now, and people start to care more and more about their financial independence, about their identity independence, about expressing their governance powers. This is super, super important. And when everybody would understand that I don't want to use a traditional bank that holds assets on my behalf, and I don't know what they are doing with these assets, when people are going to understand that it is them who need to make these decisions, it is them who need to make sure what they are doing and how their value is applied to the world. As soon as we are going to get there, that is the mass adoption of the blockchain. And obviously, ambassadors is are really, really important. One of the things that I'm doing when I'm meeting people, when they are asking about the Aurora Pass, I just say, hey, just install it. And I'm sending them a little bit of Aurora tokens just to show how simple it is. And here you go. This is a transfer of the value that happened. I'm showing to them Pipeflare that they are able to play some games and they are able to earn some things there without relying on the centralized sector. So this is very, very important. And you can start with yourself. Be an ambassador of what you believe in. Show to the people how things are working, and we are going to get to the mass adoption of blockchain sooner rather than later. Okay, before transitioning to the next set of set of questions. Um, yeah, Electronesia has got any plans to make changes in the app? You're probably talking about Aurora Pass. I was talking about this a little bit earlier. Yeah, yeah, and also about staking MSD crypto. I was talking about staking a little bit earlier. So encourage you to rewatch that pieces. Let me take some tea and continue with another set of questions on the vision and roadmap. Okay, so there are quite a lot of questions here, and we have been talking about many of the things. So some of these pieces are going to be a little bit faster than before. And big shout out for everybody who is still listening, by the way, just in case you missed it and you're not from the very beginning. We are going to have a lucky draw a little bit later. So you're able to register your account with this address through this form. And once you're going to do this, in the end, we're going to do this lucky draw. Okay, cool. Vision roadmap questions. Have you finished the internal research on integration with other blockchains or EVM solutions? Yeah, we do have lots of research there. Is Aurora preparing something really big or insignificant for the bull market? Could you provide some insights, please? Yeah, so this is what I said. We are working on two different projects. One is Aurora Shield, another is making sure that on-ramping is happening really good. This one is going to be the first that is going to be released within the next months. So please follow the updates, and we are working on multiple new networks that are going to be launched based on the Aurora Cloud. Is Aurora planning to introduce any mining or social activities in near wallet? Clicking is a bullish mass adoption trend in 2024. In general, we are in a very close partnership with Hot team. And in case you're using Hot, you haven't seen that there are some marketing activities that are focused on interaction in between Aurora and Hot. So yes, there are quite a lot of plans here, and we are just continuing to do this stuff. All moving forward through your roadmap, what are your most important next priorities milestones? Do you have enough fundamentals to achieve those milestones? The We are feeling pretty comfortable in terms of the funds community and stuff like that. We see the increasing amount of token holders who are holding Aurora. This is public information. You're able to go, for example, on the Ethereum blockchain on Etherscan, see the token holder, the number of people improves, increases. The token holder amount on Aurora blockchain and Near blockchain also increases. So we see that more and more people are coming to Aurora. We see lots of activities in terms of the transactions that are executed. We see increase in the social network activity also. We see key opinion leaders paying attention to Aurora, making videos about Aurora without us paying for this. So that's pretty good. We do have enough funds to spend on the development. It covers multiple years of runway for the Aurora Labs for the engineering kind of part. So we do feel pretty confident with this stuff. The most important next priorities is launches of many additional networks for Aurora. What's your plan to improve Web3 and AI integration? So as I was mentioning to you, within the Aurora Shield, we are using AI already to analyze the transaction, detect outlier transaction, and making sure that these strange transactions are not happening. So this is one of the first places where we are using AI. I don't like just to just shout out just some random things about AI. I don't think that this is a way to go. There needs to be a particular use case, and here you go. This is a proper use case for application of the AI in the blockchain. There are some additional initiatives on the AI side. There are a couple of projects that we are working with who would like to do the decentralized AI, making sure that the models are educated on the crowdsourced information. And also the projects who are working on enriching the data using just ordinary users and paying to the users through the blockchain for this. Uh, so there are some very specific use cases that are beyond AI as a buzzword in the current market, right? So working with this, making sure that there are some meaningful progress here. How does Aurora plan to differentiate myriad other EVM compatible L1s and L2s? Well, the thing is that this is what I was saying before, once again, re-emphasizing the Aurora networks are interoperable, and together with the chain abstraction stack, I do believe people soon are going to forget about the L1s, L2s. It would not matter. The network itself does not matter. Does it matter to you whether your website that you're viewing right now is working on Amazon Cloud or Google Cloud or on Hetzner or whatever it can be? Is it important for you? No. Networks are not important. The thing that is important is the robust infrastructure and making sure that users who are onboarded to your network are able to interact with any applications, including the ones that are on the other networks. And this is what we're working on with Near within our chain abstraction thesis. Are you approaching any top Ethereum-based applications on other chain to migrate to Aurora? I'm a firm believer of a free world. I do not believe in the situations when you are able to restrict applications from deploying on other networks, because this puts the developers in this vendor lock-in position, which is not healthy. Instead, I believe that the thing that helps you to win the developers is the specific features the new features that you have on the network. Free transactions and account abstraction is one feature. The interoperability in between Aurora networks is the other feature, so the developer gets right away all of the integrations that they can possibly think of. The ability for the businesses to have KYC and AML protection out of the box is another feature. The wallet Aurora Pass that is able to onboard many people without any complications is yet another feature, right? Free transactions is yet another. I'm thinking about features. I'm thinking about the convenience of usage. In case there is a thing that is convenient to use for the developers, they are going to use this tech stack without any restrictions and without the need to write it down in the contract and stuff like that. What is your strategy to entice non-crypto users into the blockchain market? Because it's still new to reach users. How will your project overcome the situation? What extra features do you offer to attract blockchain marketers from the other platforms? Well, I think that I already answered this. Is Aurora involved in near chain abstraction? Yes. So this is something that we have been talking about. Will chain abstraction work on Aurora? Another question about chain abstraction, or there will be some equivalent of it. It is going to work on Aurora absolutely the same way how it works on Near, right? This is a great thing that is an outcome from this integration in between Aurora and Near network, right? And this is a core feature of the Aurora. Actually, the chain abstraction stack we are planning to integrate in our cross-contract call SDK. In case you're a developer, you probably have heard of this. the XCC, we call it XCC. So right now, cross-contract call SDK is released and available for everybody. So the second version of the cross-contract call is going to include chain abstraction and would allow developers to call any smart contract on any chain in the world. Is the Aurora team considering creating a hot mining analog? Actually not. We don't want to create a new hot. We would like to continue our collaboration with the hot team. What advantages and disadvantages do you think such a product could have for Aurora? I think hot is just a funny, as one of my friends, one of my colleagues said, he said that this is a Tamagotchi for adults, right? So yeah, this works. These mechanics are working. They are bringing lots of eyeballs, and that's great. What factors could be considered when designing and implementing such a system? What steps can be taken to ensure the long-term attractiveness and sustainability of such products like HOT? How do you assess the impact of such products on the growth of Aurora adoption and development of the app on the platform? Right. So there are lots of these questions. I'm not a professional in these type of referral schemes and additional things, but I do believe that the numbers are telling by themselves. Hot is the biggest application in the world, decentralized application in the world. There are millions of people who are using it daily, and this is absolutely great. And these people are onboarding to Aurora, and this is super great. And that is the question. What is Aurora's main goal? And I already answered this. Yeah, what are the next plans to reach other people, and will it integrate the use of account abstraction by Near? So yeah, things like Telegram bots and Telegram, accounts, and it's not only Telegram, by the way. You're able to do similar things with WhatsApp and with some other messengers. I think that it makes quite a lot of sense, and we are working with multiple protocols and multiple teams who are working on this. Okay, a tough question, right? I'm not picking the questions, so I'm answering everything that is here. Aurora seems to lack a clear narrative for Web3. Any thoughts on that? What are the challenges? What are your plans to make Aurora shine among other crypto projects? So here you go. The narrative for the Aurora is the narrative of the virtual blockchains. It is a separate thing. It is not the same as L2s. It is not the same as app chains. It is an absolutely new category that allows for the interoperability in between these networks, and all of the features around Aurora that we see right now, which are account abstraction, which are cross-contract calls, including the cross-contract calls to other blockchains. And these are the things that are supporting this narrative. Besides that, in order to stand and shine among other crypto projects, as the author of the question is referring to, we are going to launch additional Aurora networks with some specifics and some very specific and nice features. So please follow the updates from our side. There will be more Aurora networks in the future, and they have very specific and straightforward goals and straightforward use cases. Hi, Alex and Aurora team. It seems to me Aurora has selected the B2B tech company, I mean, blockchain as a service, and came from the P2P approach. Am I right? I'm not sure what is P2P approach, but let me explain a little bit more here, right? I was just saying that the narrative for Aurora is the narrative for virtualized blockchains or virtual blockchains, and our tech stack is available because of its scalability. It makes sense to have many different networks, right? So we're building this stack, and Aurora is benefiting from this stack. And however, in order to launch these networks, and we are able to launch these networks, however, it's not only us who is able to move things forward, right? It doesn't make any sense in case we just keep this technology very close to us, right? There are tons of great entrepreneurs, tons of great companies out there who can make use of the tech and who are able to deliver lots of value and much more value than I can deliver to the Aurora community. And what can we do with them? We can empower them. We can help them to build solutions using Aurora tech. This is a B2B approach. We are working with businesses who are willing to step into the blockchain and move forward their own businesses. They need to have a partner in this journey. They need to have somebody who is going to pick up the phone, answer their questions, who is going to advise them on the token economy, who is going to help them develop smart contract and do the security audit for their smart contract. These are all of the services that we are giving to these people. And you can think of this as a blockchain as a service company. Yes, Aurora Labs is helping people who are choosing Aurora Cloud as a tech stack to move forward and deliver better and greater results. Because in case it is not us who is going to do this, then who is going to do this? I do not want to miss on this opportunity of great people building on top of Aurora. So I would like to help them doing this stuff. And this is a kind of B2B part, and it must be. In case we're not doing this, it means that we are just reducing the outreach and reducing the impact that Aurora technology is able to do. So I cannot say that this is a B2B only, that we are a B2B only company. If in case we would be a B2B company only and not taking care of the community and the Aurora technology stack, then it would be much easier for us to take Optimism stack and go and sell Optimism stack or Arbitrum stack or whatever other stack we want to do. No, it's not like that. We're not transforming in only B2B, web to business. No, but this part must be there in order for us to unwrap the whole hidden potential of the Aurora technology stack. Okay, there is a question from Richard in the chat about the governance. Is there another token for governance, or all Aurora holders will be able to participate in the governance? And if it is there a minimum number of Aurora to participate? Great question. Aurora token is the only token for the governance. We are going to soon release V token economy, within which a person with any amount of Aurora tokens will be able to participate in the governance. It's absolutely okay if you have only one Aurora token. It's absolutely okay if you have 0.1 Aurora token, or you have 1,000 Aurora tokens, or 1,000,000 Aurora tokens. Anyone will be able to participate in the decentralized governance. Okay, moving on, several questions are left in the vision and roadmap section. Any major partnership with any merchants and businesses is in the works? Are you guys working with small businesses, business owners looking for ways to accept payments from customers in crypto? If you guys have anything on this, please explain and advertise. The small business community is ready for this. Okay, so the author is maybe he's actually working with small businesses. So in general, Aurora Cloud is a piece of technology that can be used by many different businesses of different scale. And for example, one of the partners, Power Gold, is not a very big business, right? The guys, the team have been working in the green energy vertical for 20 years. And they have lots of experience, but the project is not that big, right? It's not Google or IBM of the world, right? So they are small. There are multiple other not very kind of big businesses that we are working with, and they are just implementing some portion of their business on the blockchain. We're working with companies who are tokenizing real estate. We are working with companies who are tokenizing other financial products that are not available on chain. We are working with people who are tokenizing, and other companies who are tokenizing green energy. In general, energy vertical is very eager to use blockchain. And it's not only the investment into the green energy, but it is also loyalty programs. We even, once we discovered this, we even decided to publish a blog article about this, and you're able to go to blog.aurora.dev, no, aurora.dev/blog, and see there this article, one of the most recent articles there. But besides that, we are also working with major companies, and these are the discussions that are in work. Some of these discussions are taking more than half a year already. It's just because, in case you're working with a big company, the company from top 500, this is the timeline that it takes to make a partnership with them. They need to understand what you're doing. They need to understand how they're going to use your technology. They need to make due diligence. They need to be sure that their partner is robust and so on. It takes time. So bigger partnerships are in the works. There are multiple of these. I'm pretty sure that all of you know these companies, in case I'm going to mention them, but unfortunately, according to the NDA that we have signed with them, I'm not able to share this information. So hopefully, once we're going to finalize these partnerships, once we're going to do the joint marketing together with these companies on the solution that we are building for them, you're going to see this, and you will be able to refer to me saying these words right now. So yeah, I'm with the author of this question. Super important to have many different partnerships on different scales, and absolutely happy to work with smaller businesses who would like to get into the blockchain. In general, we're trying to be very friendly and help everybody. And I think blockchain can change quite a lot of different verticals in our lives. And then there is one additional, the last question in Russian. What are the technical, I'm going to translate it to you obviously into English. What are the technical upgrades and killer features are you planning to release in the nearest future? And these are the things that I was referring to a little bit earlier, but let me reiterate on this. So first thing is the Aurora Shield, advanced security for the users. Second one is the account abstraction and cross-contract calls version 2 that will allow for the developers to actually use stuff on the other blockchains. And there is one additional solution that I'm not mentioning, which is going to be released in the next month. That is going to simplify onboarding to any Aurora chain from the day one, from the first block of this chain. Okay, and there are smaller. This was the biggest. So this was the biggest section, right? So my applause to all of you who are still with us and who were able to go through this. Now we are going into more funny questions. A bull market, right? Again, by the way, the disclaimer about the do your own research and non-financial advice was already done. So be careful in general. Bull market questions. What are you expecting from the bull crypto market in 2024? And where does the Aurora project fit into these trends? Do you have your own crypto portfolio? What tokens have you bought? Okay, so according to I'm the guy who is less trading, more building stuff, right? I'm a very bad trader. I have my own crypto portfolio. My crypto portfolio is very simple. I have Bitcoin, I have Ethereum, or Ether, I have Near, and I have Aurora tokens. This is my crypto portfolio because I understand these projects. I know what is happening there. They're close to me. I do not own any other crypto tokens. What I expect from this bull market, actually, my expectation, I'm asking these questions, people who I admire, who are doing the trends, they're analyzing the crypto markets and stuff like that. And the majority of them are saying the thing that I'm going to convey to you, that the major expectation is that this bull market is going to be very, very similar to everything that we have seen previously. So my personal expectation, not a financial advice, again, all of the stuff, my personal expectation that Bitcoin will be able to go to break through the all-time high. My personal expectation is that Ethereum is also going to break through all-time high a little bit later. And we are going to see a prolonged period of the bull market with eventually quite a lot of new retail users coming to the market. And after this, we most probably going to see another devastating crypto winter. And it's just the kind of the features of this stuff. Though this market is a little bit different, and the fact of the approval of the Bitcoin ETFs is really, really accelerating the adoption of crypto. So more and more people are getting exposed to crypto assets through the ETFs, and that's absolutely great from my point of view. Do you have a goal for the market cap? Um, for Aurora, probably, right? So, like, I cannot, I cannot set goals for Aurora market caps, but I think that the whole community can try to go and vouch for the token and educate people about the tech, explain this, and I think getting Aurora, for example, in top 200 coin market cap or to top 100 coin market cap would be a proper goal for the whole community. I cannot set this goal for myself. I'm trying to do what I can do with the development um, of the tech. But yeah, this is something that we all together can work on. What is the potential of Aurora in the next bull market? Hard for me to say. At the moment, we have seen that Aurora was on the approximately coin market cap 600, and then in December and since December we have seen that people started to pay more attention to Aurora. So Aurora has risen to the highs of top 350, 300 even in some days. So I see that this is a positive trend, and Aurora is performing well in comparison with the rest of the market at the moment, Aurora token, I mean. And let's see where it is going to go. I hope the chain abstraction and these additional features that we are launching is going to accelerate Aurora even further, and this will help more and more of the adoption of the Aurora tech stack. Samuel is asking, iBit has performed well in my Roth IRA. It allows me to take profits guilt-free, yeah, and tax-free. Yeah, well, that's great. That's absolutely great. I wish more countries would actually launch Bitcoin ETFs, and yeah, and iBit is a pretty big one, right? They are top three in terms of the, if you exclude Grayscale, right? They're probably top three among all of the ETFs. Okay, and one additional questions on the bull market section, the last one. Also, it was in Russian, but I'm going to translate. Based on the increase of the price of the Bitcoin, crypto guys are feeling euphoria. They're feeling that they will have quite a lot of profits and all of the stuff. What do you feel about this? Do you see the future of your project in the cryptocurrencies? Do you think that Aurora will take its place and it is going to be a good place? So let me put it straight. I'm in the blockchain since 2015. I've seen Bitcoin at prices 300 US dollars and even low. Um, and I've gone through multiple bull and bear markets by this moment in time. And from my point of view, in general, Cryptocurrency prices is a nice thing, is a nice bonus to everybody who have been here early, and I still believe that everybody is early. Um, and uh, from that standpoint, there can be a financial benefit to everybody who is able to wait for certain period of time. And to my friends, and not financial advice, but I at least saying to them that they need to pay attention to this from the standpoint of their financial stability, that this can bring you money. Obviously, it is a gamble, like any investment. It is a gamble, but in case you're able to manage your risks, not invest too much, not do some crazy leverage games and stuff like that, then you're able to earn money with medium to low risk, right? This is all possible. But like my core motivation behind staying in the vertical is less about the money. It's more about of changing the way how people are thinking, changing the way how people are operating and interacting with each other, right? The whole premise of building the infrastructure for super empowered people that I was talking about half an hour ago or an hour ago, this is a thing that is very, very close to my heart, and this is how I feel what blockchain is doing. Forget about crypto. The thing that is core to this industry is blockchain, which is a technology. And that is the most important thing for me. If I would be taking care about crypto, why would I allow free transactions? Why would I, or like, it's not that I'm allowing it. Why will it work in this direction, where there are free transactions, where the interaction with the blockchain becomes absolutely hassle-free, without people even needing to know that they are working on the blockchain and stuff like that. The core piece here is something that is different. It is this technology, and it is the values that this technology is bringing forward, right? So yeah, but everybody like money, and everybody like to see smiling faces. So today and yesterday in Denver, there are lots of smiling faces. It is much better than 1 year ago. And in general, this kind of uplifted mood is something that supports you through the day. The most important thing that I would recommend to everybody, just go delete that coin market cap and CoinGecko or whatever you're using to track the prices. Don't pay attention. It is pretty distracting thing. Rumor has it BlackRock has begged to partner with Aurora. I don't know. I'm not aware of these rumors, but that will be really nice. Okay, transition into another set of questions about Aurora token. Okay, obvious question when Binance. I want to answer this, and this is completely up to the Binance team. This is not something that we are able to influence. In general, exchanges in comparison with, like 3 years ago, they went into the condition when there is a listing team and they are making a decision on list a token, or to list or not to list, right? They usually come into the project teams and asking for providing the whole information, the lots of information about investors, about unlocking schemes, about what is the token is doing, where is already listed, the links to the pools on Uniswap, and blah 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 blah. Lots of stuff. They're collecting lots of information in order to make a decision on listing or not. We have supplied to Binance this information, and it is completely up to the Binance team to decide whether they go into list Aurora token or not and stuff like that. Unfortunately, I do not have a date. They have not been communicating this. This is something that is decided in their four walls. What are the future steps for the Aurora token to be different from other cryptocurrencies? I do not think that Aurora token should be different from other cryptocurrencies. Aurora token is the governance token. It is very, very similar to many other tokens in the market that are focused on the governance use case. So it's unfortunately it's not going to be different. There are some, though, some smaller things, smaller details about Aurora that are contributing into it. Um, uh, so, for example, like the burning of the buyback and burn based on the transaction fees that are collected by the Aurora smart contracts. So this is something unique because of the mechanics of the Near blockchain. Okay, the next question. Yeah, the sex listing process can be tedious, my theme is from Samuel. Yeah, there are, by the way, many other exchanges who came to us and we submitted this information. So maybe perhaps some of them are going to list Aurora soon. Let's see. Another question. I think a lot of people here are interested in your token, both utility and structure. What are the plans to gradually increase the token value? What are the advantages and long-term benefits of holding your token, considering that you have a large number of opponents? Can you share with us a few killing features to make you superior to them? What are the strengths that enable you to look to the future with hope? And what security measures are taken to mitigate the possibility of hacks and exploits? Like a person decided to ask all of the questions all together. But yeah, in case you are interested in the everything about the token, then uh, you're able to go to aurora.dev/tokenomics. At least I'm sending this link here. You're able to understand the key facts. You're able to understand out of that article the distribution, different buckets for the Aurora token, the release schedules, and all of that stuff. So this is the information that usually people would like to know when they're considering investing in the token in general. So that's it, right? So, and on the things that are making us set aside or killing features, we have been already extensively talking. Okay, there are three more questions in Russians. Again, going to translate everything. Do you have any plans and strategy to get Aurora token price at least to a third of the all-time high of $30? Do you have any strategic partners and funds to work with? Potentially, you already have some agreements right now. There are no specific goals of a price for the Aurora token. Right? Again, this is extremely hard to put these goals in that way. We are promoting the Aurora technology. We are working with partners for them to start to use the Aurora technology. There are many projects that are there in place already. There are even more that are under development and under integration. There are a couple of very big partners that we are working through, and hopefully we'll be able to close these partnerships. And there are, as I said, there are a couple of specific Aurora networks. One is DeFi network, another one is the network that is focused on real world asset tokenization that are going to be launched, and this is something that we're working on. Unfortunately, it is hard for me to say how this is going to influence the Aurora token price. Okay, another question. Are you going to have the application where the kind of the token of the application is going to be Aurora and the applications that are going to be similar to HOT? Yeah, and again, the person is saying that he believes that this is going to bring the price of the Aurora back to its highs. Again, what I was saying, there is no need for us to compete with HOT. They are our great partners. We are working together, and will be over time. There will be more and more exposure of the Aurora tokens to the people, to the users of the HOT wallet. And, yeah, we're just working on this. There is no need to you know to duplicate this success. Okay, and the last question is, what are the instruments that you are using to increase the demand on the token and thus the price? Aurora token is the open market, right? Aurora is traded on the open market. There are market makers that are working with Aurora token. These are the companies who are making sure that there is enough liquidity for Aurora token, and they are executing market neutral strategies, which means that they are putting Aurora tokens both on top, which means that these are tokens that are available for sale in case the price is going up, and they are putting liquidity down in terms of stables in case people are willing to sell their tokens, then they are able to execute these deals. They are not moving the token price. They are providing this liquidity for the markets to operate. The thing that moves the price is obviously speculation. The majority of the crypto markets for any token is speculation. So the only thing that can move token prices is speculation. Crypto is a highly speculative assets. Please always remember these. And so the majority of the way how it is influenced is usually through some kind of influencers, key opinion leaders, some marketing efforts and stuff like that. Yeah. And there is a small category of partnerships, the questions of the partnerships. I already was alpha leaking to you the partnership with Secret Network, and there are more of the partnerships there are several big partnerships that are under development at the moment. We continue to work on that stuff. Okay, okay, okay. We have only the last category, that is miscellaneous questions, right? Questions that were not put in any other category. And usually these are the most fun questions because they're not kind of that typical. So let me transition to this. I think it is going to take just several minutes. And again, big thanks to everybody for being with us. Right now, it is your last chance to submit your address, your Aurora address to the form. And after these questions, we will be able to do the lucky draw. And in case you still have any questions besides the ones that we have been discussing throughout these more than 107 minutes, you are able still to ask these questions in the YouTube chat. So please do this. I will try to answer all of this. So, miscellaneous questions. I really miss content aimed at developers on YouTube. I myself couldn't find a simple tutorial on how to implement a project, be it Near or Aurora. Is there any plan to improve communication with solo developers? That's an interesting question because usually what typically developers prefer is the documentation. And we have our own developer portal. It is located at dev.aurora.dev. So super simple to remember. Sending a link into the chat. You're able to find their documentation, also the list of the ecosystem tools, and also dev feed, which are the articles that are written by the Aurora engineers for the Aurora developers. There are many different things there, including examples of how to use Aurora cross-contract call SDK in order to interact with Near protocol, how to build a decentralized front end using BOSS, and many different things, different nitty-gritty details, how to recalculate a Near transaction hash out of the Aurora transaction hash, for example. Stuff like that. The question is obviously about the YouTube. We were not paying our attention to creating YouTube videos and walkthroughs for this. So we probably need to do this. So taking this feedback. One additional thing that I would like to mention is that Aurora is an EVM compatible chain, which means that if you would like to develop something, some kind of smart contract, then you are able to use Solidity and all of the usual SDKs for the development. So in case you can find somewhere a tutorial with a generic development of some kind of smart contract on Solidity, it is applicable to Aurora too. The only thing that you need to change is the endpoint where you're deploying and the chain ID. So within your deployment script, you need to say that RPC endpoint is this and the chain ID is that. And it is going to work absolutely the same way. The information about the Aurora chain ID and all of the stuff you're able to find on the aurora.dev/start. You're able from that page add it to your MetaMask just one click, but also see all of the specific values that I was talking about. So yeah, and probably going to pass on the feedback that engineers need to do more YouTube videos. Tulsinath, are you eligible for the lucky draw? Yes, you are. As long as you submitted your address into this form in the type form, you are eligible for sure. Another question: do you guys have an offline office? Not specifically, I would say. So we have people who are with the Aurora Labs, the development entity. Is a decentralized. We are working all kind of from different places. We have people in the US, in Canada, there are some people in Portugal, there are some people in Germany, there are some people in England, there are some people all over the other places in Europe, including Poland, Czech Republic, Italy, France. We have some people in Middle East, in Dubai. We have some people in Asia, including Korea, Thailand, and China. So people are everywhere. This is from one side, it is a requirement. If you would like to make sure that there is a 24/7 availability of somebody who is looking at the infrastructure, well, this is something that is pretty important. And there is no kind of office. However, people who are living in the same city sometimes are getting together to go and rent the co-working space together, and then they are coming there, and then they are able to work together and see each other there. For Aurora Labs, we have this program of so for those who would like to go to the co-working, they are able to do this. When will you provide Aurora ETH service on exchange? I want to buy ETH on Aurora mainnet for gas fees. Do something to solve this issue, please. So, in case you have any asset on Aurora network, I would recommend you to go to aurora.plus and then just click a tab there, swap or trade, and then you're able to buy directly on Aurora these ETH tokens to be able to pay for the transactions. This transaction that you're going to execute is free. Any transactions happening in aurora.plus, which are staking transaction and trading transactions and lending transactions, these transactions are free. Aurora Labs is paying for the execution of this transaction for you. So you do not need to go to centralized exchanges in order to get a little bit of ETH to pay for the transactions. Another option for you is to install Aurora Pass, a mobile wallet, and use just free transactions that are available there. So you don't need to pay for the transactions at all, right? I recommend you these two things. It is going to be much faster than working with centralized exchanges, and hopefully this solves your issue. Next question, guys, why will Aurora be deleted from MetaMask soon? So this is a wrong perception, and this is a wrong kind of not very good communication from the MetaMask team. So what MetaMask team was working on is the integration or like automatic detection of Aurora tokens on the Aurora network. The problem is that this integration was not working at all, right? And but there is no restrictions on the networks, right? Absolutely the same way you're able to just do one click and add a network to MetaMask. As for Polygon, as for Avalanche, the same thing works for Aurora, right? But they were unfortunately not being very good in terms of the communicating what actually is changing there. And we are already contacting the MetaMask team and trying to explain to them that let's change a little bit the way how it is phrased, because some people are asking questions that what does this mean? What it means nothing. Nothing is going to change. You're going to operate using MetaMask on Aurora network absolutely the same way how you have been operating before. And the last question from the community: I have the Aurora currency based on this currency in my Trust wallet. I want to transfer to the exchange, but it asks me for the Ethereum network fee based on Aurora ETH. And I can't find it anywhere. I search all the exchanges and I can't find it, and I can't transfer my currency. Okay. So once again, I was already talking about this, about ETH on Aurora, right? To be able to do the stuff. Uh, maybe an additional thing that I would like to, and some additional stuff that I would like to tell you, right? So Aurora token exists on multiple networks. There is an Aurora ERC20 token that you can search in Etherscan on the Ethereum mainnet. It starts with 0x6As and then something, something, something. There is this token, right? This token is listed. This is an ERC20 token. It is listed on many exchanges because it is a simple thing to do. For example, specifically this Ethereum ERC20 is listed on Coinbase. In case you have this token in your wallet, because Trust also supports Ethereum, then you need to have Ethereum ETH, so the ordinary ETH, to do transfers. And this transfer should go to the exchange that supports Ethereum Aurora token, right? So please double check that if you're trying to transfer to the exchange, then it says that deposits are available on the Ethereum network. And in order to perform such a transaction, you need to have Ethereum ETH. Okay? Hopefully you're still following this. Now there is Aurora mainnet. It is a different network, right? And on the Aurora mainnet, there is Aurora token. It is the token, both of these tokens are transferable through the Rainbow Bridge. One token is converts into the other, and the other converts into the first one, in case there is a transfer. Aurora token on Aurora network has absolutely different address. It has the address 0x8b something something, if I remember it correctly. So it is not that fun as 6As on Ethereum. So this token can be transferred on the Aurora network. In order to do the transfers of this token, you need to have just a little bit of base token of the Aurora mainnet, which is also ETH. This ETH is the bridged ETH from Ethereum to Aurora. In case you have a little bit of Ethereum Ether tokens on Ethereum, you're able to bridge these tokens to Aurora through the Rainbow Bridge. This is one of the ways how you're able to obtain it there. But if you don't have, that's not a problem. You can go to aurora.plus. You are able to exchange one Aurora token into ETH directly from the Aurora.plus front end. And it is going to be a free transaction. Once you're going to execute it, you're going to have this a little bit of ETH, dust of ETH, to be able to pay for the transaction fees in case you're working with Trust, which is not providing free transactions. But in the interface of Aurora.plus, all of the transactions are free, right? Specifically to make sure that you don't have these problems. And yeah, and once you have done it, you would be able to transfer. But also, in such a case, if you're working with Aurora tokens on the Aurora network, please make sure that you are depositing to the exchange that supports deposit of Aurora token on the Aurora network to my best knowledge, exchanges that support such deposits are KuCoin and Gate. Maybe there are some other exchanges who support this, but please make sure, because if you're going to try to deposit Aurora tokens on the Aurora network to Coinbase, your tokens will be lost because Coinbase supports only Ethereum mainnet deposits, right? Please double check, and always, in case you're testing something, in case there is something that you're doing the first time, always send the test transfer first. Do not send everything. This will just give you an opportunity to try out whether this thing works or not. Maybe you have missed something. Be safe, always double check everything, and everything will be good. KuCoin supports, yes. Tools enough. KuCoin supports these deposits, but please make sure that in the KuCoin interface you're getting the right address for deposits. You will try like $10. You can try even less than that, right? So, okay, so I'm wishing you luck. So we are good to go. I don't see any additional questions available. So let me. Yeah, thanks, Tulsinath. We're still going to do the lucky draw. Let me check. So we actually have, oh my God, we actually have 330 applications, right? 330 people who were submitting their addresses. Let me just put things in our lucky draw name list. I don't understand. There is because of some reason there is some. In case somebody is, I don't know, because of some reason there is line number 4 and then line number 277. And I cannot expand it. Give me a second. Okay. Okay, so it's not 300 addresses, it's only 57. So there is some kind of problem there. Okay, so let me do it once again. And let me share the. And by the way, how many people are we going to choose? I think let's choose like 10 people. I think it will be nice, and give some Aurora tokens to 10 people who were submitting. And okay, so my team is saying that it's going to be 3 people, and they're going to get 150 Aurora tokens. Okay, sorry. So let it be 3. And let me share my screen so you're here with me, and you're fully on board here. Okay, so hopefully you're able to see my screen right now. And we have this lucky draw thing that we have been using last time. As you can see, these are the obfuscated addresses. Hopefully you're able to find your address here. So people submitted. I'm just clicking through this stuff. Because here there was like 50 something, 50 something. We're going to click on remove the winner from the list, enable sound effect. Last time it was really bad, so switching it off, saving this then. And we have 3 winners, so let's go with the 3 winners. And the first winner of the lucky draw is the person with the address 1CF7. Congratulations to you, sir. You're getting 150 Aurora tokens. The second winner is the person with the address 0B70. Congratulations. And the last one is the person with the address BD61. All of these 3 people are getting 150 Aurora tokens, and they're going to be sent to their respective accounts. Congratulations to everybody. Hopefully somebody won. Okay, many people are saying, okay, we want more. Yeah, very nice to the winners. Anyone, does the winner is in the chat? Anyone have seen uh, their address? Yeah, the words were pretty good. Yeah, 10. It's only 3. Bourgeois, it's only 3. Wasn't me. Try FP's spin wheel next. You're lucky, and we have veggie 7 bigger than 150. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Sorry, Donald. I think what we can do the next time actually is to ask somebody else to spin this then, right? Because it also makes sense. It will be nice in case somebody else is doing it. Anyway, these 2 hours was the community AMA session here. Thanks everybody for participating in this. Hopefully you were able to get some insights into what we're doing. Hopefully you were able to get the answers to your questions. Thanks everybody for staying with us. And I wish everybody the great continuation or finalization of their working week, great weekend, and onwards we go. Let's go build together and make sure that we're accelerating the development and the adoption of the blockchain technology for the good of the humanity. Thanks again, and see you next time. Bye bye, guys.